All right. Hey, everybody. What is up? What is up? It is me, Mike V, a.k.a. Get Good Dad. And this is Pip. She's my daughter. She's probably the third coolest person on the planet.
Who's the second?
I'm not going to tell that. I'm not divulging it. Today, we are working on a project. And we are a couple of people who like to create and make things. We're also a couple of people who are pretty high energy, who are not necessarily the best organized.
Okay, I go through phases where I'm extremely organized and I just throw my stuff on the floor. I have a line.
I have a furniture chair, so that explains it all for me. So today, Pippa, what are we going to do?
We are going to have a debate on how to sort, the best way to sort Legos. And as in our example, we're using the Lego Batman Mobile.
Banana.
We're not going to build it.
Well, we will be building it eventually, but for right now.
You interrupted me and I was about to finish. We're going to build this later in another episode, but today we're just going to be sorting all of the pieces after our debate.
So I do something. I'm a teacher and a designer. I teach design classes, and there is a conversation that I like to start a lot of my intro classes with, and that is this question: what is the best way to sort Legos? And we'll have it going across the screen. What is the best way to sort Legos? Oh, very good. Nice job. So, Pip, what do you think is the best way to sort Legos?
Well, I usually try to sort it by shape or color. But for this one, I feel like we should It's short. I think we should try to sort it by kind of like this shape-ish.
So let's baby step back a little bit. How many ways are there for us to be able to sort Legos?
There's shape, there's color, there's texture, there's like
type, right? Because you've got like these Technic blocks that have like the very specific, they come in the Technic sets.
Yeah.
Here we also have lighted blocks, so there's clear blocks, right? There's some styles and things like that. So there are a ton of different block types, which means there's a ton of different ways we could sort them. Would you see what that thumbs up was?
I think we're streaming.
Are we streaming? No, we're actually just recording. That was pretty cool, though. I don't know what happened. We did something where we got a thumbs up. Holy smokes. I don't know. We'll see if that actually shows up. But so then there's another thing for us to so there's another thing for us to consider when it comes to how we would sort Legos. And it has nothing to do with the Legos themselves. Do you know what that might be?
The set?
No, because that has something to do with the Legos themselves. But
the space you have to store it.
Let's go.
I'm a genius.
How did you get to be so smart? Oh my goodness.
My mother. Yeah. And about half my dad. Or about 3/4 my dad.
Ooh, 3/4. I'll take 3/4.
I meant to say 1/4. Okay.
She's not very good at math.
Hey, whoa. I'm actually pretty good at math. You should zip it, sir.
So can you grab what we have over there and show the people? This is one of the best things that I've ever found for sorting Legos, and this is the Heart tool chest. I get this over at Walmart. Has small compartments, medium-sized compartments. Does not really do a great job with big plates or anything else like that. But for sorting Legos, it's pretty phenomenal. So, and what qualifies us to be able to discuss sorting Legos? I think what happened this past week in my house. You want to tell the people what Dad did?
So my dad was looking for Lego pieces, and my brother has this big container just full of Legos in our playroom. This genius had the smart idea of dumping 90% of it out and leaving it on the floor. Not picking it up after he found his pieces, leaving it on the floor.
Well, we do have to say, and I'm going to shift blame here, because it was my fault dumping them out, but I was going to put them back in, but your brother, who's very particular about things, wasn't having that. So we had to go back and sort them, because he's so particular. Your brother would like his Legos sorted by color.
Sure, go ahead, blame my brother.
He's not here, so he's getting the blame.
Yeah, fair enough.
But sorting by color is very interesting because it is the most aesthetically pleasing. Do you know what aesthetically means?
Yes, because I sort my stuff by color all the time.
So it's typically the most beautiful, right? It's the most appealing, the most satisfying, the prettiest, right? But sorting by color, I would argue in most situations, unless maybe you're doing a display somewhere where it's meant to just look good, sorting by color is the most ineffective way to sort Legos.
Kind of. Because, like, Mikey, or my brother.
That's his name.
Yes. He likes to, like, build stuff with just one color. So that's why it's good for him, because he builds it all just like, he builds things just out of red or just out of green. So sorting them by pieces doesn't really help him if he's trying to build with color.
That's a good point, right? So I guess when we talk about what the best way to sort Legos is, it really depends
on what you're going to do with them.
And that's one of the things when we talk about design, it is often when you ask a question, it really depends on what you need to do with it or want to do with it. And that becomes like part of the conversation that you have, trying to understand first what you're trying to accomplish, right? What's the best way to sort Legos? Oh, by color. Not if you need to pick out a little one out of a big one, right? It's easier if I've got a whole bunch of like those little studs, right? The little round things that you pick down. If it was a whole big mix of those upside of big yellow bricks, the small ones all float to the bottom and you would be very, very hard to find. But if we had a container just with all of those one size stud bricks inside of there, but all the different colors is by far the easiest way to identify. And that would be the way that I would prefer to sort them in most situations, but it depends.
This one I would not sort by color because there's so much black that you're going to have like 50 black containers. And when you need a black piece, you're going to have to dig through all 50 black containers.
Why don't we do this then? Why don't we open up this box and why don't we open up bag number 1 and talk about how we would sort it?
All right.
It's taking her a long time.
You try to open this box with your man strength. Whoa, what are you doing? It's clear logic on how to open this thing.
How many bags are in here? This is a pretty cool set. I think this is only like $120 set too. Holy smokes.
Can I throw this over there?
Yeah, you can throw it over there. This book, look how thick this book is. Look how thick this book is. Holy smokes. And how many bags are there?
Stickers. Be careful. What I always do is I sort them by number first, and then I like.
Also, not only are we sorting the Legos, we're sorting the bags, right?
Yeah, so then I know.
Ooh, there's big wheels. So let's look at bag number 1. Let's talk about bag number 1 and bag number 2.
Okay.
All right.
Can we put them in order up there first, or then?
Nope. We're just gonna throw them up there out of the way. Nice job. She hit the computer. Oh my goodness, she might be the worst.
Amazing.
All right. So let's look at the bags first. Number 2 here. The bag number 2. Bag number 2. Bag number 2 here. These are a whole bunch of small pieces. So what we might do with bag number 2 is we might just dump this bag. This looks like it would actually fit in one of those small things. We might actually just put this in there. What do you think about that as an idea?
Small pieces.
Ooh, and this is coming out of bag number 1, right?
Small pieces.
Ooh, okay,
Big
okay.
pieces.
All right, so let's do this. And bag number 2 has some decent sized pieces in it as well. So let's go ahead and let's start by just sorting. You know what? This is a pretty interesting conversation we can have now. So one of the things when you're sorting stuff, you don't have to necessarily you don't necessarily have to sort to the finest degree up front, right? Like we don't have to go right now and pull up all of the yellow pieces that look like this. They look like little round little piston-y style pieces, right? Or the red connectors or the blue connectors, right?
Yeah, because we don't know if there could be just those in only that pack. So then we would just end up wasting space. Oh, there's another one.
Oh, nice. And we don't want to open up all these bags and dump them together because that makes zero sense based on like how the instructions are, right? So that's also another consideration, right? Are we provided with instructions that we're trying to build something, or are we just building out of our heads? So why don't we do this, right? Let's sort. The Lego's already done a phenomenal job sorting for us. Let's just go ahead and put these into our tub based on what Lego has determined for us. Now, the only real thing we have to keep track of right now, though, is really like bag 2, which is actually 2 bags, and bag 1, which is actually 4 bags. Yeah. So if we were to do this the way I would want to do it, we would actually take those container tubs and we would number them, like with stickies or somehow, some way, right?
Sticky notes.
Can I have one of those? Yeah, so like maybe taking and putting label maker and putting the number 2 in here, which would identify that was bag number 2. But because how we intend to build this, we're going to wait and open up these other bags until we have these first bags finished, correct?
Yep.
So yeah, that'll actually work this way, I think. Mm-hmm. So what do you want to do right now? Should we just bust out these bags, put them in, and
We should
see what
open
happens?
all of the ones,
Okay.
figure out like what if there's a lot of one piece, and be like, okay, that is able to fill up almost the entire one of these containers, and like, oh, there's only a few of these and a few of those. We should mix those together and put them in a same container together.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll take the bags, and I'm going to open up this bag and dump it in here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And then we can kind of go from there. So that's kind of the idea here, right? Is we can just do some general sorting and then get more granular as we start to think about what we really need, right? And even here, I can shake this up and I can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, like kind of different styles in there, right?
There's a lot of these black pins and blue ones, and then we have like
I don't know what
the
these are
connectors.
called, right? They're little wheel connector pieces. Okay, cool.
And then we also have gears. There's probably going to be a lot more gear, so I feel like gears should have their own container.
Okay, well,
Because like there's already a gear here, gear there.
yeah.
So I think all the gears should have their own container.
Well, hold on. Let's before we make that decision, right? Let's talk about it. Let's open up the rest and kind of take a better analysis of what we have here in bag number 1. But I like where your head's at. But one of the things I know that people do is sometimes they think something's a good idea and they start doing it without really having a bigger understanding of exactly what we've got going on. So let's take just a little bit of a global look here about our pieces. And when I say global, I mean kind of like an overhead look here. Oh, one other tip with working with Legos.
Never throw away the bag.
Do not throw away the bags until you have the whole thing built, because sometimes you will get pieces that'll hang out and hide in some of these bags, right?
Especially clear ones, clear small ones.
Yeah.
Are very hard to.
For sure. So let's go ahead and look at what we've got here. Let's see. You know what we should actually do? I should probably move that camera closer to this section right here, don't you think?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
You talk to the people, tell them what you think.
Okay, so there's a lot of Technic pieces. There's this one. I'm pulling out all of the big-ish ones. All of these are Technic pieces, and there's a bunch of different shapes. There's gears. There are weird things like this. And these are just mostly pieces for the base of the car, not the outside, just like where the car is going to sit on top of.
Keep going.
'Cause
But don't do any real sorting because I have to delete a whole bunch of videos here.
Okay.
My camera doesn't have storage. I'm a dummy.
Everyone knew that. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of separate the pieces, but not entirely, so I can actually see what we have here. Okay. And I'm gonna figure out what we have like the most of, and like if they can fit in a certain container. There's a lot of black long pieces and a lot of black or dark gray long pieces like these. There's 4 of each color. There is some L shapes, different colors, different sizes. There's a bunch of different black shapes. These connect together, I'm guessing, to make like a base-ish. This is to connect, like, I'm guessing this is to connect like some gears and stuff, because this is what that kind of looks like from my other experience of Lego builds. You almost done over there?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
Because what we'll do here is we'll use this. This will come over here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. All right, and we are, oops, I have to actually delete.
Okay, I kind of sorted them-ish. Not entirely, though. I just put them with their matching shapes.
So
then we can
mess them all up and talk through that again.
Okay, so
Hold on. Wait till we say action. All right, go for it.
So I am just sorting the shapes by their matching.
Pause.
Right now I'm just I keep wanting to say sorting the shapes by like their matching shapes. Like I would put all these together off to the side, and I'm just continuing on doing. I already showed them. Just gonna sort them all by their matching friends.
So,
Putting the gears.
but what you're doing right now would be if we were going to build this right now, correct?
Yes, but I'm also doing it so then like we can see what goes well together.
Gotcha.
So then when we do sort it, we know like these shapes are similar, they should go together.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So like those pieces that you have over there that are the yellow, brown, and gray. We got to learn the names of all these pieces now too, don't we?
Yeah, especially if we're going to be doing this more.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Because that's another important part of doing things is communicating. And when we communicate, and when we're communicating, we have to use language that everyone is familiar with. I can't call that a what's a majig and you call it a whirligig, right? Mm-hmm. We have to have the same language. So that'll be fun, learning all that type of stuff.
I just call these like X
things
and stuff.
Cool. So what do you think we should do right now? I know you were talking about pulling out the gears from here. Yeah. You do have 4 gears in there. We've got some gear pieces in here. So maybe that is a good idea. Why don't we go ahead and grab one of those other tubs and then let's pull out the gears. I think that makes sense, right?
You were wrong. There's 5 gears in here.
I love being wrong.
Same.
You love telling me when I'm wrong.
Yep.
So what else do you think? Because like this tub right here, I don't know if y'all can see it, but this tub right here, there's a lot in here. This feels like one that we should actually sort out too. Why don't we pull out and see what's in some of here? But first, let's clean off what we've got going on in front of us.
Clean your working space before you add another mess.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So
I think we should put a lot of like these ones.
Okay, let's put the long ones in here because the long color, if we're looking for long bricks, so we have this tub right here and it's got these long Technic pieces in it. There are different color, right?
Longer version of this.
Yeah, and they've got, they can see it up in there. We've got different colors in here, which again makes it easier for us to identify. Color is by far the easiest way to identify Legos. We've got these other ones here. Maybe these should go into their own little tub.
Not these ones, because these ones also have like gray ones.
So the L-shaped Technic pieces could go in there. Okay, Can you give me a small tub? I think a small tub would work for these right here. Oops. So another thing when working together, having clear communication is really important. Also,
should we put these in there too? Because they're just
sure.
versions.
Yeah. Yep. Clear communication is so important. So let's go ahead and bring out some of those other smaller tubs. We can finish sorting this big box for us. We've got this little weird guy here. Let's just put him in the long one, right? Makes sense because that's where some of the long ones are.
Put these in the long ones.
Yeah, because there's only like 2 of those, right? So sometimes another reason thing to consider when we're sorting is how many of something we have, right? It doesn't necessarily make sense to have 1 container for 1 brick or even 2 bricks, right? So that's why really looking at what you have makes sense.
I feel like putting these in because they're all like
Yep, I agree. Yeah, but I think those might be too big for that because the tub isn't going to shut. So those might have to go into a bigger, because especially a build like this or a project that you're doing that's going to take a whole lot of time, keeping it organized and keeping track of it and making it easy for you to put it away and bring it back out, that's super important as well. Oh, look at you. Look at you. You got those Tetris skills from your mother, I think. I would just put them into a bigger one. Because now, see.
We're definitely going to have to put more of the weirdy shaped ones in here because that's just a waste of space.
Yeah, that's great though. But sometimes, you know what? Sometimes you have to do what you're going to do here. So You like those? Those are the L-shaped bricks. That's cool.
I think we should put this one T1 in there too.
Aren't there more T's, or are those different T's?
Those are different types of T's.
Okay, the T can go in there with the L's. I think it makes sense.
All right.
And what about just putting all of these into their own as well, right?
Yeah. These two, they should kind of go together. I think these ones should go together. These ones should go together.
Well, and we've got some weird one-off ones in here. Let's get a tub for the weird ones. How's that for a deal?
All right, this will be the weird ones tub.
And then this one here will be for the connector pieces.
Yeah.
And these actually count as connectors, don't they? I would say. Okay. Cool. So we did a really good job here of cleaning up and sorting bag number 1. I think that having these sorted like this is definitely going to make it easier when we're looking to build out this model, right?
Don't have this one sorted yet.
Yes. I think this will help, right? We're taking the time up front to like make sure we've got a nice clean workspace. We've got things sorted out so we can find them. It'll help when we communicate. I need a short blue connector. We can just look in the connector piece. That way we can help each other, right? Mm-hmm. Which is what it takes to do big projects. It's helping each other, people helping each other.
These look like they go together.
Yeah, I bet they do.
Most likely. So I think all of these ones should go together because they're all like this size, and then these ones should go together.
Okay, that'll work. And we have enough for it too, don't we?
Oh, that's the weird ones pile.
All right. Well, and then these here, I almost feel like these can go in there.
Yeah. No, wait.
They're similar, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I was thinking they could go in there.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. You're so much smarter than I am. This is why it's nice to have different opinions in here, because they're not angled. They're not L's and T's. They're kind of straight, and they're different color from those in there, so we can find them pretty easy. All right. This looks pretty good, man.
Is it okay if I dump these ones out? Because these ones...
Yeah, go for it. I think we're in a good spot, right?
All right.
Let's kind of leave those up there. We'll do a nice little panning shot of all of those things. And this is really just sorting out one bag, which is fine because we're just going to use this one bag to get started. We're going to leave bag 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7 alone, right?
This one go in here, right?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
All right. And then I feel like these ones should go together. Plus, I know there's like red ones in the future that look like these.
Well, remember, those future bags we don't even care about because we're going to piecemeal this and build this like one bag at a time.
Yeah.
So we don't necessarily care about those. These can come in here. All right. So what do you think about how we've got this stuff sorted, Lo?
I think those should
No, I'm not. No, so here's something to think about, right? So before we move them, hold on, let's talk about it, right? Because we have different opinion right now. Mm-hmm. So what should we do?
Discuss.
100%. Let's discuss pros and cons. So my concern, and I see where you're going because they look similar, don't they? Mm-hmm. But when pieces look similar, what can happen?
You get confused.
It makes it harder to find, right? We have these extra tubs in here. This is what's great about this Heart toolbox case from Walmart. You get all these extra spaces. Like we've got these empty tubs. I don't care if there's only 3 in here if it's going to save us time over here, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, but also you have to realize we only have 3 empty containers left.
Okay, but we only have what's in front of you left to sort.
Are we just going to sort? Is this all just going to be number 1?
Yeah. Yeah, because if we look at and again, it depends, right? So in this project, the instructions are by bag. Mm-hmm. So let's go and do this, build this, and then we can do the same thing sorting for bag number 2.
Well, we're not going to build this.
We are next week.
Yeah.
But we're done with this video right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thought we were going to sort bag 2.
I don't think people can take more than like 5 minutes from me. I thought about it, but then I thought better of it. Plus, this is just a little bit of a prototype, right?
Yes.
Maybe that can go in its own. If you don't know where it should go, maybe put in its own. Connector? There you go.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah. You know what I'm noticing though? Like this feels like it's getting kind of full. And especially when they're small pieces, they're harder to find. So what if we were to take some of these and put them in their own tub? Right? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like it's very similar to like how you would sort files and folders on a computer. When it starts to get mucky and there's a whole bunch of stuff in there, like it's hard to find what you're looking for, that's usually an indicator that you want to do another level of sorting. Does that make sense? And can you think of a way for us to actually like test how effective our sorting structure is?
I don't know. See how we could compare how fast we should like sort them in all the bags differently and see how fast it takes us to do each one.
Well, that would be a decent test, although each bag is kind of building something different, so it might not be accurate. But like what we could do is we could test to say in this sorting mechanism, go find this red brick and see how long it takes people. And then with another sorting style technique, we could say, hey, find that red brick. And then we could compare those two things, correct?
All right. Where should these go? This one is like a weird one. That
actually looks like they could go in there because there's only a few in there. And really, when we're trying to sort for building, hold on, don't put those away yet because we're going to do a nice little panning shot of those. So let's get these set up so they would look good on camera. When let's talk about this now. So what's the scenario that we're working in right now to consider why we're sorting the way that we are? Well, we're going to be building this Lego Batmobile, correct? Mm-hmm. So we're building something very specific to specific instructions. If we look through the instructions, right, and we start to build on page 1, we're going to be looking for these specific bricks, correct? Page 6, there you go. We're looking for these very specific bricks, right? Mm-hmm. So the goal for us with our sorting here is that we can find what we're looking for based on color, shape, the specific features of it, right? Mm-hmm. So this sorting mechanism helps us, we have some grouping going on to help us identify kind of bigger scale where things might be. Mm-hmm. And then we also have some grouping going on where we have color as an identifier to kind of make it easier to locate the specific piece that we're looking for.
One of these black.
It's a 2x2 with holes.
These black pieces, then you can be like, oh, that's going to be in the small black pieces with holes in it. 100%. That's going to be over here.
Yes.
Now, how do we sort them into the box?
Ooh, that's a good, dude, let's go. Go ahead. No, you go.
What I was thinking is we put like all the longish ones, the connector pieces, all in the row like this.
It's kind of grouping by type. I like that.
And then like these ones go together. Oh wait, this one
I like
bleed
that.
into the one next to it.
I like that.
These and these, because all these pieces usually go together.
Okay, I can dig it.
Then these pieces with...
Here, let's scoot it over more this way because that's where our camera is going to pick this up a little bit better, right?
There, and then...
Yeah,
what do you think about that?
Just bring it over here a little bit. I think that makes sense, right? So if I say, so if I'm looking for the gears, I'm going to look here. If I'm looking for the small black pieces with holes, I'll look there. If I'm looking for connectors, I'm going to look over here. Yeah, this is really great.
Like small connectors.
Yeah, this is really great. Nice job, kiddo.
I'm smart.
So let's do this. You are very smart. So let's talk about this, and then we'll be done with this video. Let's wrap this video up. So,
wrap it up.
What is the best way to sort Legos? With your daughter. That's the best way to sort Legos. But no, really, what is the best way to sort Legos?
Well, we're going to have to figure that out.
Because, the answer is it depends, right? Mm-hmm. So what did you learn today?
Depends on what set you're building and how to sort it and what you're going to do with the pieces. Because my brother, he likes building stuff by color. But for this set, if you do it by color, you're going to have a hard time finding the small black pieces because there's so many black pieces.
Do you think this is going to make it easier when we try to build this thing? Mm-hmm. Do you think there's a different way we could have sorted these and still been, set up to be successful with our build?
If we had more of these small ones, I would sort them by color and shape.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, you could technically... you could sort every brick by its type, color, size, and have if you had an infinite amount of containers. One more time. So what did you learn today, kid? That your dad's cool.
And annoying. Like all dads.
Yeah. All right, so let's do this. Let's wrap up. People, thank you for checking this out. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully we've got your brain working and thinking about how you might sort Legos based on the project that you want to build. And we are going to be back next week. We're going to continue to build this Batmobile and some other stuff for you out there. Thank you for checking it out.
Goodbye. Peace and love. Subscribe. Ring the bell.
Be good to each other, folks. All right. Later.
All right, now I'm going to put these away.
Okay, no, don't put them away yet. We got to shoot the B-roll.